Hello, 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 Destiny Shapers. What an awesome day to be together again. And we have a wonderful personality here with us. I can assure you it's going to be awesome. So get ready. Join us. Invite somebody to be with us. We are discussing the very essence of sisterhood. And to do this with us is our own Marjy Marj. She has a new book, and that is the book she's going to talk about. Be Her Champion, Unleashing the Power of Sisterhood. And I have read this book. It is awesome. Everybody needs to get one of this book. Who is Marjy Marj? Marjy Marj is a Ghanaian American based in South Carolina. She's an author, a philanthropist, a community leader, a businesswoman, a wife, and a mother. She's named among 2024 South Carolina Women of Influence. And congratulations, my sister. After graduating from the universities of Ghana and Baltimore, she also pursued further studies at Duke University. Marjy Marj is the host of Humanity Chat, a show about everyday issues impacting humans. She has curated several events to celebrate girls and women. Among them are the Girls Who Rock and Be Her Champion. She's also authored a lot of books. I have many of her books. I was looking through and I realized, oh, there's one that escaped me. So after this conversation, I will rush to place my order. So some of the books she has authored are Conversation About Race, The Shimmigrant, Same Elephant, The Young Shimmigrant Series, The Spelling King, The Jollof Project, and Be Her Champion, Unleashing the Power of Sisterhood. The one I don't have is Conversation About Race. So this is exciting. God bless you, Sister Marjy Marj, for joining us. Welcome to Destiny Shapers with Shilanoy Community.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to have a little chat with you. Thanks to all our guests for tuning in. Happy Saturday to you. Listening to that intro, I was like, who is that woman? But I think that's just the general consensus, right? When you hear somebody say something about you, sometimes it sounds unreal. But what I have come to appreciate is that together we can go far. And so we should continue supporting each other. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Awesome, awesome. Once again, God bless you and welcome to our channel. And we want to welcome everybody that has joined us. Feel free to say hi in the comment section so we will see you and ask questions and we will come back to answer them. So once again, I would give it to Marjy Marj. Maybe there was something we don't know. We want her to add to it. I know she's all over the place, very busy woman, very kind. I have known her from afar as a mentor, and I don't know if she knows that. And she has been a blessing unto me. Reading her books have blessed me and inspired me so much. And even watching the humanity chat, it's been a great blessing throughout the period of the pandemic until now. So God bless you. And is there anything that we don't know that you want us to know about Marjy?
Well, you already said that I am Ghanaian American, and I've been in several spaces where people have doubted that I am originally from Ghana. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of my name. So I want people to know that my traditional name is Akosia, meaning that I was born on Sunday, and I'm one who loves supporting the culture and is very appreciative of my heritage.
Awesome, awesome. Akosia, so born on Sunday. I was born on Sunday as well. So
Ah, Akosia squared.
awesome, awesome. God bless you, Sister Jane, for joining us. God bless you. We are excited. So, be a champion, unleashing the power of sisterhood. As I said, I have read this book and it's really a blessing, inspiring, and I hope everybody will get a copy. So, Marjy, what inspired you to write this wonderful book?
Well, Sister Sheila, I could date it back to my secondary school days where I went to an all girls school, Ibri girls. And I realized that when we supported each other, we were able to accomplish more by doing together. And so that sisterhood carried me through the years. When I moved to America, I took note of the celebration of International Women's Day,
Mm,
and for the past few years, every International Women's Day, we would gather a panel of women with expertise in different fields, from homemaking to the C suite to faith, everything in between. And we would have people ask questions, we would have the panel discussion, we would celebrate women. So over the years, we've had about 16 women come in and speak on how to be hair champion, meaning that it's not just it's not just women championing women, but it's everybody championing women, because women do so much. We do homework,
mm,
we do work, we
mm,
do church work, we do community work,
mm.
we do all kinds of work.
Okay.
And sometimes people don't see the value or the worth, or sometimes even amongst ourselves as women, we tend to compete with each other and may not may hesitate to mention other names when we are around the table. But what I learned from these women, from all the discussions that we had, was that when we do pool our resources together, when we mentor each other, when we speak each other's names in spaces, we are able to go far,
Mm,
because the sun is so big, it can shine over all of us. And what is for me may not be for you, but you may thrive at something that I may be bad at. But
mm.
together we can all do something big, because little drops of water make a mighty ocean. So Be Her Champion is actually a compilation of the words of the women who have been on the panel for International Women's Day and other women events since 2019, 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24. We did not have the panel. 24 was a celebration where women from diverse backgrounds of different faiths, different denominations, different cultures, races got together to celebrate the book Be a Champion. That's what we did for Women's Day this year. But the book talks about how to embrace each other, how to unleash our power. It talks about our faith, how we can practice self-care, set boundaries, take action, acknowledge our feelings. There is so much packed into the book.
And
A few of my readers have actually told me it's my best work. And so, if you're listening today, a woman in your life. She could be your sister, she could be your wife. Pick up a copy of Be Her Champion, because we can all be each other's champions. And for the allies, that is the males in our lives, be our champions, because you push us, we succeed, we all succeed, because we're bringing it right back to you.
awesome, awesome, awesome. And I like the way you started. You started from even raising and nurturing the young ones. And I was like, wow. But when I picked the book, I thought you would just go straight into women. But you tackled taking care of the little ones that are coming, nurturing them and mentoring them and empowering them to become just like the big women we see in the society. And I think that is a great job. So I agree with the person that said this is your best. And the best will continue to come. I've enjoyed all your books, honestly. And I know every book you bring, it's awesome. So this is great. And I know there will be even more coming out of you. So thank you so much. And welcome, Mama Dorcas. If you talk about sisterhood, she's one of those, and Sister Jane as well. So God bless you for joining us. So I think we should start with you. Can you share a personal experience that highlights the importance of sisterhood in your life?
Um, Personal experiences, I have so many. The importance of sisterhood in my life. I tell you, recently I celebrated a birthday, and my husband, who I say is my champion, organized a birthday party for me. I've had to be apologizing to people all over because there are people who did not get invitations, and I had no idea. But the sisters who showed up for me, people that I had been to boarding school with, sisters that I work with. They were there. And this may not be something big or something tragic, but what I saw of the sisterhood, the celebration, I told, the memo said everybody should be in sunglasses and sneakers. They all understood the assignment and they were there and we were all laughing and cheering each other on. It did a lot of good to my soul. And I thought that's the power of sisterhood. The
Yeah.
fact that, like my high school friends, we went to a Brie Girls together. My classmates who live in North America, they showed up and showed out. They showed up before the party
Mm,
and helped us put souvenirs together, helped with, just hyping the place. And we were eating jollof, dancing. The next morning, before the party started, those sisters showed up again. We had Zumba, we were dancing, we were out of breath. But they were there. They brought the joy. It's not, it wasn't because I needed something from them or that they needed anything from me. It was just the togetherness, the power of sisterhood.
mm,
And, it goes back to little things like 2 years ago, I had to have surgery. I have a sisterhood prayer chain led by a dear friend. And she had us with Bible verses. Before I went into the OR, they got together, lifted me up, prayed.
mm,
And for me, it meant a lot because I was afraid. I was afraid I didn't want to do the surgery, but just knowing that Erica, Cheryl, Mary, Hope, Dawn were praying for me and lifting me up, it just did my heart some good. So that's the sisterhood I'm talking about. It's not that they need anything from you
mm.
or that you need, you need something desperately from them, but it's just supporting each other and the little things that kind of reassure you. It's all part of building sisterhood. So these are some of the instances that sisterhood has uplifted me, in addition to the numerous times that other people have mentioned my name in places and ended up getting me contracts or um, opportunities. It's unbelievable what we can do for each other.
Awesome, awesome. And I'm forever grateful for inviting me onto your program. I thought that was so kind of you. I'm like, oh, sometimes I see myself as that grasshopper. So I was like, wow, this sister believes so much in me. Like you are ready to lift others up. And I think that is beautiful. And when I saw your invite for me to join you for your 50th birthday, I'm like, oh my goodness, I wish I had known earlier or I was closer, I would have jumped on. So you are so kind, and that shows in all that you do. So I wasn't, surprised when I saw this book written. And I think I followed some of the things you did during the humanity chat about being her champion. So as I was reading, I was like, oh, okay, I remember this one. Oh, okay, I remember that one. So God bless you. God bless you. Thank you, Mr. Henry North, for joining as well. So let's jump on. So what is sisterhood? How do you define it, and why is it so powerful?
Well, sisterhood is just what it is. It's sisters together, and it doesn't have to be sisters by blood. We make our own family,
Um,
and so sisterhood. You and I, we're sisters. A bunch of us get together to we have a cause or we have something that we want to accomplish and we do it together, and that's a sisterhood. Just this past week, I learned that Ghanaian American author Yajasi was going to Charlotte, North Carolina,
Oh,
and so I invited a few people. I put it on my social media status, and I have a good friend who also happens to be a book nerd. She also invited folks, and we went to support Yajasi. We don't know her, but she's a Ghanaian American author who was coming to the Carolinas. I drove an hour 40 minutes. I was very tired. I had just returned from New York, and was getting over a cough. But I figured, okay, I'm no longer infectious, and it will be good to have some people from the motherland in the crowd. So we
oh,
went to support her. That was sisterhood. When it was time for the book signing, we serenaded her with music. Her name is Ya, as the title of the book, as her name says. And so we decided to sing Ya Baby. I like the way you shake body. To somebody, it may not have been anything, but to some of the people there, it was everything. It
yeah.
showed the people the warmth that the Ghanaian people exude.
Oh,
It showed the people the support that we can give to each other. That is sisterhood. You know, sisterhood is when your friend's child is graduating and you decide that you're going to go support, and all of you show up, and you know that your friend's child is going to um, UNC Chapel Hill, which maybe you don't like, but you still wear Chapel Hill colors to go support. That's all sisterhood. You know, going to being at work. There are cohorts within the work environment, and sometimes just by doing things together. One thing that I talk about in the book is embracing equity, and
oh,
I know that equity has become such a buzzword for people these days, and it makes some people mad because when they hear equity, they just think, "Oh, we're giving jobs to Black people, or we're letting Black people do stuff." But I have come to learn that equity is allowing all of us to achieve. And so, equity for me is not about the color of your skin, it's about the opportunities that you can give others. And sometimes, even when you look at the pay structure, a woman may be doing the same job as a man, but the man may be making more money than the woman. Equity for me is, as everybody who is watching this right now, or even after the show, has a sister, a wife, a daughter, a female in their life. Think about it that way. Look at the WNBA players. Look at their starting salary versus the NBA players' starting salary. Look at the number of people that may be watching Caitlin Clark versus the number of people that may be watching a male NBA player who just got drafted. Yet she may not make as much money. Look at what Angel Reese may bring to the table, yet she may not get that recognition.
oh,
And then we have the veteran players, Aaliyah Boston. We have people that we can always look to and realize that, oh my goodness, um, if we have equity for women,
oh,
that would help us have a level playing field, that would give us more opportunity. And
oh,
so that is all part of how we can lift the sisterhood up.
oh. That's awesome. So if I have an opportunity, I need to make sure that my other sister also has the same opportunity so we can all win together. I always talk about leveling the playing field. Sometimes you may think that those are level, but when you go into the nitty gritty of it, you will know that no, we are not on the same level. So thank you so much. So we should look beyond race, we should look beyond color, making sure that everybody has a chair on the table. And I love that portion of it. You talked about that as well.
Yeah, and Sister Sheila, I wouldn't necessarily say look beyond color. What
Okay.
I'm saying is for all of us to get there, because
Okay.
now there are a few details here and there that Sometimes a white woman will have more opportunity than a black woman or a Latina woman,
mm,
depending, even us women,
mm,
um, light skinned women may have certain doors open to them than darker skinned women.
yeah.
So the color does matter. But
Okay.
if we don't think about the fact that it's color, but we think about the fact that we want everybody to get there. So the white woman can get there, and so can the black woman. But we acknowledge that there are stumbling blocks. For
Mm,
example, I am 5'4", and so if I need to see something that is maybe on the very top of the shelf, I may not be able to do it, but I may need to stand on a step stool to get there. But
mm,
then my niece, who is 4'8", if she stands on the step stool, she wouldn't see it. So she needs a ladder so
okay.
she can double up to get to see it. So
Mm,
everybody needs something else. We don't everybody needs what would help them to get to that next level. I
okay.
may be fine in sneakers, but somebody else may need heels.
Yeah.
So for all of us to get there, that's what we have to look at,
Okay.
in terms of that equity, in terms of that equitable distribution, because someone may live in a neighborhood where they have the best of schools,
Mm,
and so it's easier for them to have access to certain materials so
mm,
that they can get to the next level. Or
mm,
somebody may have gone to some type of institution which gives them access to a certain job, or
mm,
someone may be in a job where it's easier um, to transfer to another position, but whereas others may not even have the opportunity at all. So lifting each other up, looking where people could fall short, and supporting is what we are about.
awesome. 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 So, what are some of the challenges we women face? If we want to create, sisterhood groups and bonds, what are some of the challenges that we can face, and how can we overcome them? Because I know there's a lot.
There are lots of challenges. Sometimes it's just jealousy.
Mm,
you know Sometimes it's access. We may not have access to the material or the resources that would get us to the next level.
mm,
um, and sometimes it's poverty, which
mm,
is also part of access. We think about people who may not even have uh, uh, stuff for period hygiene.
mm,
We may need to give them tampons, or there's so many barriers
mm,
depending on where you are in the world, depending on the part of the world that you're in. It's But there are ways that we can dismantle barriers. Sometimes it's harder than others, but there are ways to dismantle those barriers. For example, if you're in a work environment and you're the one that keeps getting all the light,
mm,
the way to help others is to make sure that when you have that opportunity, you bring others up with you. It's not just you and your name. For
mm,
example, if you get invited to be on a board and then another top organization asks you to come be on their board, and another one, and you're taking it all, maybe you should consider telling them that, oh, I know Abaketo Anda. This is her specialty. I think she would be a good fit for you.
mm,
Don't take it all. Give others the opportunity. Give them that access. And if somebody's doing something that you like or admire, don't just keep it to yourself. Tell
mm,
others about it. Not only may it inspire that other person, it may even help the person that you admire build confidence that you don't even know that they had. So
mm,
it's a matter of lifting each other up. The barriers will always be there, and we're humans, so we are prone to get angry sometimes, and that tinge of jealousy, I
mm,
wouldn't say that I've never been jealous before. Oh my goodness, that
mm,
will that will be unreal. That would be like me saying that I'm so perfect. There've been
mm,
times that I have wondered, oh my God, I did all of this and it didn't amount to much. And somebody just did a little bit and they're far excelling, or, you know, that, but don't play that comparison game.
mm,
Because I am this morning, my girlfriend told me that sometimes a window may close, but then it's the garage door that is going to be opening up for you. So it wasn't for you. So we should try, when we get those human feelings that could probably bar other people's progress or even our own progress, we should try as much as possible to tone it down and look at the big picture. you know Looking at the big picture is what may tell us that, okay, um Mercy got promotion this time around.
mm,
It wasn't me, but my time is coming. And maybe talk to Mercy and ask Mercy, what is the strategy that I can use to improve my HR skills? And
mm,
Mercy's going to tell me that maybe I have to take a certification course, or what can I do with my project management skills? And Johnny can tell me that maybe I have to take the PMP, or, ways to make myself better so that when the opportunity comes, uh,
mm,
I get that chance to prove myself. Now, you may not always get the chance to prove yourself.
mm,
The world just doesn't work that way. There are times that we work so hard expecting a return, and that return doesn't come. But let's not be myopic. Let's try other options and keep up with that consistency as
mm,
we support each other.
mm. Wow, wow. And Pastor Linda says, look at the big picture. Yeah, look at the big picture. And like you were saying, the challenges are there for us as women. Jealousy will come up, financial difficulties,
Yeah.
but we need to be intentional, like you were saying. Be intentional, have open communication. If I don't have it and I see somebody is doing it or have it, ask it, get closer. Or how can I go about it so that I can also do something? So we should all be open, humble, and all that. And Mama Dorcas also say it's because we are all human, yeah, and we can be caught up with that spirit of jealousy, but we have power over it, like we were saying. So God bless you. And Marjy is, if you follow her and if you read her books, you will not be jealous. You will rather be happy and you'll be clapping for your sister, because you know what? If it's today that somebody is being celebrated, the next day could be you. And if you celebrate somebody, the next day you will also be celebrated. Look at how she was talking about our sister, yeah, launching her book. She doesn't know her from anywhere. She's an author, doing well, and then she sees somebody also doing well. She rallies people around and go and support. That is the beauty of sisterhood. So God bless your heart. And in your book, you emphasize the role of being a champion for other women. So what does this champion thing entails? If you can throw more light on it.
Well, now, viewers, listeners, you have to understand that I'm not perfect. I'm that same person who was so mad at the checkout line because the lady was giving me a side eye and not treating me right. Um, we all, we all have our little, moments that sometimes we have to check ourselves for it, and so we have to give ourselves grace because there are times that we just can't help ourselves. But when we fall, we just have to learn how to rise back up. Talking back to your question of how to be a champion for others, there's so many ways to do that. Um, just like I said, mentioning people's names in rooms that they're not in, supporting them when they need your help,
Mm,
speaking up for others. Sometimes there are some people that may come to you and then they'll be bad mouthing someone to you,
mm,
um, just saying negative things. you should know that if they're doing that, they could be saying that about you to somebody else too. So
Yes.
find a way to just cut it.
Um,
Yeah, little things that we can do to champion others. And if there's an opportunity that you see, and for example, you know somebody who's going to be great for it, for example, there's a PR opportunity opened somewhere, and you know somebody is really good with PR, and maybe she's in an administrative position and is not doing her PR work that she wants to do. You see it, send her that link. That this job opening, you're going to be interested, or somebody is looking for a loan opportunity for their job, and the Small Business Administration has something open. Hey, let them know that this is what is happening, or minority business is doing something. Let them know. Or someone maybe even looking for medical field, looking for a residency program. You know, somebody within that program, let them know. That might help with the interview process.
mm,
You know, little ways that we can champion others.
mm,
Um, give and give positive, give constructive feedback.
mm,
I was reading Brene Brown's book, and it talked about like the four people that can be in your corner. Give constructive feedback. Sometimes we are fond of telling people, "Oh, that's beautiful, that's fire, that's this," and we see something that they could improve,
mm,
but we don't tell them. Now, being somebody's champion includes letting them know what they could do better.
mm,
So, for example, if I'm doing something and it's not looking all straight, Abakato can call me and be like, "Oh, that was really awesome. I loved it. But you know, when you said so and so, I thought it could have been this way. What do you think?" See, she didn't offend me. She was my champion because she saw that I said something that wasn't quite right. But she found a nice way to tell me that I thought this. What did you think? And so I'm not offended. I'm gonna go back and reevaluate and do things better the next time. So
mm,
being somebody's champion doesn't always mean the positive. It could be the constructive criticism. And if
mm,
you see that somebody is falling, you try to catch them. Or there are times that with our mental health, there are times that we may not be in a good space.
mm,
Um, and or our friend may not be in a good space. Being that person's champion is just understanding that person where they are, or pointing them to resources that will
mm,
help them get out of that funk.
mm,
I remember recently somebody was saying something negative about a friend of mine, and how if she didn't want to be there, why was she there? She wouldn't smile at anybody. What did she mean by that? And I said, "You don't know what she's going through. Maybe she was not ready to be there and she didn't know that she wasn't ready to be there. Don't judge her. You are not living her life."
mm,
So being somebody's champion doesn't always mean that you're saying good things about the person, but it could also be empathetic and
mm,
know it's not every day that the sun is shining in our world.
mm,
It may be raining in somebody's world. Being a champion is when you haven't heard from your friend in ages and she calls and you're not cussing her out because you don't know what was going on. Or when somebody's in the hospital, you send her a card or you go visit. Little things, little ways that we can be each other's champions. Like
wow.
you inviting me to come on the show. Um, you know, I get to talk about my book. And
Mm,
even if it's one person who hears about the book and
mm,
buys it, who knows what impact it would have on that person's life?
mm,
Or who knows what impact it would have on the person that they even gift the book to's life. And that has a ripple effect because sometimes it just takes one. I have a colleague who had had a business for several years. Her business was doing well, but then she had one interview, and that interview was with a radio station in West Virginia, an interview that she wasn't thrilled about doing.
mm,
But just that one interview that she did, it expanded her customer base so
mm,
much. that she eventually became a millionaire
mm,
because she didn't even realize that most of her customers was going to come from that interview, that radio interview that she did in West Virginia.
mm.
Because she was in Texas, she was in other places where she thought diversity is great. This is where I can get my customers. This is what, but it was West Virginia, you know. So let's not shut the door
Mm.
opportunities as we keep encouraging each other and trying to be other people's champions. And when
Wow.
we're other people's champions, we're teaching them to be our champions too, to
Yes.
champion our causes.
Yes. And you added where Pastor Linda had posted. She said the secret to rising is celebrating others. Celebrating others infuses strength, courage, and hope to keep pushing. So if you are championing somebody, they will also come back and be your champion or their champion, vice versa. He said amen to something you have said. And our sister Jane said feedback is the gift. So we should be open to feedback, positive, constructive feedback. That is how we can check ourselves. We all have our blind side. I always say that. So if a sister is making a mistake, we should find a way to help the person to fix it. And Pastor Linda again said she loves you already, mind you, Marjy.
Right back at you, Pastor Linda. Right back at you.
Let's all get the book, please. Like it's on those of us on this side of the world. It's on Amazon. You just click, and it will be in your house in a couple of days. And she has other books. I will show. I will show some of the slides for you to see. Buy all her books. I have it. Anytime she comes out with a book, I buy it. I read it. I get inspired a lot. So God bless you all. So let's move on. I had asked this question. I think you have said it several times, but I don't know if I have to repeat it. Like, how can women support each other in a society that often pits women against each other?
You know, sometimes it's easier to feel jealous when you see others doing well. And sometimes it's also easier to celebrate like the celebrities, the big time people that we don't know. But I believe that supporting each other starts from home.
Mm,
You know, we support the younger ones that are coming up. It teaches them to support as they are growing up.
mm,
If you are a parent, you don't just support your kid, you support your kids' network, your kids' friends as well. It teaches them to learn how to support each other and to support the people that are coming behind them. So they also become mentors.
mm,
Um, a good way to support folks is to be a mentor to someone. Your mentees look up to you and they learn from you, whether it's from the little lunch dates that you have or even going to do your nails together. They're
mm,
learning from you. When you see people doing, you learn from that.
mm,
And so you have to be careful who you surround yourself with. If you surround yourself with people that are fond of talking negative things, it becomes part of your vocabulary. So surround yourself with positive energy. And as you lift others up, like Pastor Linda said, you realize that you're lifting yourself up as well. There are times that I may be having an off day, but somebody may be having a great day. And me celebrating that person's great day, it lifts me out of my funk. So these are ways that we can figure out how to support each other. Mentorship is important, as I said, being a part of your community. When you give to your community, whether it's through service or financial contribution, that is all ways of lifting others up. And you get vested in those causes as well. For
mm,
example, if it's taking care of females who have incarcerated mothers. You learn about their stories, incarcerated parents. You learn about their stories and you develop empathy for situations like that. Um, we women can be mean. Women can be truly be each other's enemies, but it doesn't have to be so. Find you a tribe that has positive vibes. And technology has made that easier these days. It could be that that tribe will be virtual. Um, and it could also be that there's so many groups that sometimes we shun away from. Don't place yourself too high to think that I'm so above this or I'm so bougie, I can't do this. You will lose out on life. You know, if you see yourself to be so top and whatnot, you will lose out on life because at the end of the day, we all want our well-being. We all want to look good. We all want to smile. We all want the best things. Sometimes we can't afford it, but we can look at it and dream about it or buy the fake version. Or, we all want some joy in our lives. And so, that when we think about that and we give off that energy, we turn to support each other better. It's hard. It's hard. And it's true that women can be mean to each other. It's true that we can bicker about things that are unnecessary. It's true that we can be jealous of each other. And the thing is, we all have a streak of that in us. No matter what we're preaching, no matter what we're saying, we all have a streak of that in us. We can see somebody wear a dress and be like, "Ooh, it looks so good on her," and think about how you can't wear it because maybe your stomach is too big. We all we all have little streaks in us, but hey, so your stomach is big, so what? Find
Well,
something, find something that will cover the stomach and you to flex your own flex. Find a find a way to do your own flex. Stop hating on somebody's six pack because you don't got it. Uh, we just have to find ways around it. And I think something that has helped me is my faith.
mm,
Um, we say all these things that we want to do, but sometimes we just can't help ourselves but to hate. But when you go back to reading the Bible, to immersing yourself in faith, to being prayerful, sometimes you have these bad thoughts and you're like, hey, maybe I'm sinning also. I don't want to be sinning. Maybe I should stop that. I tell myself jokes like that. So if you're a person of faith, whether you're Christian, Muslim, Jewish, I think tapping into your faith also helps with you finding positive energy and supporting others as you invest in yourself. Yeah.
awesome. And I know you also tackled faith in the book. Um, so that is awesome that you mentioned it.
Mhm.
Sister Jen is asking if the book is on Audible.
Jane, it's not on Audible yet, but we're hoping that by the fall it will be. And so we will keep our readers posted. We have some ongoing projects. I have some other books out there. The Shimmigrant,
Mm-hmm,
Same Elephants,
mm-hmm,
Conversations About Race, and
mm-hmm.
we're hoping to get the audio versions of some of the books out there. And so follow me on Marjy Marj. Oh, that's a beautiful picture of me. Oh my goodness, you did good. Oh, Marjy, I like you. Well, follow me on social media. On Instagram, my handle is at this Marjy Marj, and on Facebook, my name is Marjy Marj on there. My website is marjymarj.com. Follow me, and you would see continuous updates. As you can tell, I have books out there. I have the Jollof Project, which I dearly love that book. I've had people from all walks of life tasting jollof. We just had an amazing celebration this past weekend, eating jollof, all dressed up in fancy African clothes with fascinators. And, it was just beautiful to see. It was just beautiful to see. So get the books, tell others about my books as well, because it helps me when people buy my books and when people take note. And I'm just grateful to be here for the opportunity to meet your guests. And it's just nice to see their level of engagement as well. Thank you all so much. Let's keep in touch. Let us, together we can go far. Together we can go far.
Awesome, awesome. And Voice TV Africa, I'm hoping you can reach out to Marjy Marj and have her on your show as well. That would be awesome. Thank you for joining us. So we are about to wrap it up, but I think we should share one or two examples from your book where sisterhood made significant impact on somebody's life.
Okay. Oh, you're going to share it?
You want me to share? Or you want to say?
Well, you read the book, so let me get your take on it.
Okay, so I know in the beginning when we were talking about sisterhood, you talked about you mentioned a few names. I want to see if I remember where you mentioned a few names of people that had like Madame Oklu, Esther. You mentioned Madame Oklu, Esther, a businesswoman and a pioneer of micro lending who created employment for herself and I'm sure for others. I remember this woman. She was a great entrepreneur. You also mentioned Fanny Crosby. That would be on page 8, who, despite her visual impairment, composed thousands of hymns that continue to uplift spirit across the globe. And then I like how you shared about sisters like Auntie Rosamond Owens, my own sister Rosamond Sapon Owens, and other women who rallied around you to do the champion. They talked about being her champion in those series, in those times. That was in the pandemic season for me, and I think I learned a lot. So all these women being around you and sharing their stories, and you using it in this book, I thought it was amazing. I'm rushing through, but if I left something, I think you can add one or two to it.
Well, 16 women, that's a lot of women who have shared nuggets from their lives on how being a champion has helped them. They talked about the importance of sustaining friendship.
Hmm.
Like when you have a friend, don't just assume that this person is my friend and that's it. Pick up a phone and call every now and then. That's always that you sustain that friendship and you're keeping that champion in your corner. Expanding our circles, getting to know more people, finding ways to do that, whether it's through community, church, um, you know, and telling our stories. By telling our stories, we empower others and we create empathy around us. Because there are times that others may feel even like they're alone. But by sharing your story, you are being that person's champion. And I would use myself as an example. On social media, I'm always happy go lucky. Um, and most of the time, people think that the world is all sunny side up for me.
Mhm.
But my life is not sunny side up all the time.
Mhm.
And there are things that go on and there are issues that I have to handle that I don't always share. But I realize that by sharing some of those issues, whether it be during a book talk or a session that I'm doing with someone or just in conversation, we develop connections
Mhm.
with each other, whether it's a health issue or whether it's work related or whether it's related to your goals or your ambition. I don't encourage oversharing, but these are ways that we can be supportive of each other.
mm,
Sometimes just through our stories. I wrote a book, which was my first book, The Shimmigrant.
mm,
And in The Shimmigrant, it was about a young girl who immigrated from Ghana in her life. What I realized was that that story was not just applicable to Ghanaians. The story was applicable to Nigerians, Chinese, Latina communities, immigrant communities, and also it was applicable to Black communities. And so it was so many people who had experienced some type of cultural issue or an immigrant issue that identified with the story. When I wrote the book, I was crying at some point. Well, for some people, whilst they read the book, they cried. And that is a way that we bring people in by sharing our stories. And so that way that being each other's champion works is through the good and the bad. You're not just there for the good stuff. You're there through it all. And somebody, God willing, will also be there with you through it all.
wow, wow. Be there for somebody, and somebody will be there for you as well. And I love the Shimmigrant. When I read it, I was so empowered, to believe in myself as an immigrant and do what God has committed to my trust. Some of the things I do is because of some of these books I read. So please, I encourage everybody to go pick the books, get all the books, and they are not expensive. So you can buy it and read it. And we are hoping they'll be on Audible very soon. So if somebody is in UK, I think they can get it on Amazon.
Yes, you can get it on Amazon. You can order it Walmart.com. You can order it BarnesandNoble.com.
Okay.
In-person stores, you go to your local independent bookstore. Even if they don't have it, they can order it and bring it in to you. And I've been on this Building Bridges tour where so far I've been to 25 states. I have
Hmm.
25 more to go before the end of May 2025. So
Yeah.
God willing, I'm hoping that I'll be able to do that.
Mhm.
So I may be in a city near
Yay,
you.
Chicago.
And yes, oh my goodness, you are in Chicago. I've already been to Indiana and Chicago, and
Yeah.
um, but you know what? You never know. I may be back.
Yeah.
Um, if
Yeah.
any of the bookstores want to have me back, I'm
Yeah.
happy to do that.
Awesome.
And I may be able to sign a book or
Yeah.
two. Yeah. So yes, yes, yes. Check me out, marjymarj.com. And my
Awesome.
books are everywhere books are sold. Mm,
Awesome. Awesome. So,
mm.
how do you address the role of intersectionality in sisterhood?
Intersectionality. Can you clarify your question?
So, like we know we have different races, different classes. So, if we want to be together as sisters, and I see you doing that a lot, like I see you working across races. And how do we do that? Some of us, we just started. How do we cross that boundary so we can have all other people in our circles and there'll be no boundaries?
I don't think that we can ever get rid of boundaries completely
Mhm,
because that is just human nature. But in trying to work across the aisle and bringing other people in, um, we can do that through our work environment, the people we meet there,
mhm,
through church, the people that we go to church with.
mhm,
Sometimes you may be, like, for example, you may be originally from Ghana and be going to a Ghana church and working in an environment where you don't get exposed to others. That is, or living in a neighborhood where you don't get exposed to others much. It is hard to reach across the aisle when you surround yourself with people who only look like you,
um,
speak like you. And
um,
so we make that effort to know other people who may not necessarily look like you. And ways to do that could be through church. And even at church, like if you're a Ghanaian and you go to a Ghanaian church, there are other tribes there. So you
mm,
don't stick to Gans, or you don't stick to Ashantis or that type of stuff. If you are a parent, and maybe your kids are in school, there's some diversity. Like if you live in America, there'll be some diversity, or if you live in the UK, there'll be some diversity in the school. So make nice with a parent. That's
mm,
somebody else that you can reach out to across the aisle. At work, make nice with someone. It could be that you all like Manchester United,
mhm,
and that is the conversation. Or it could be that you all like the book of Ruth, and
mm,
that is the conversation. There are things that tie us together. And sports is a really good one for people like me who like sports. Sports is a really good outlet for me. I'm at football games, I'm at basketball games, and so I get to meet people from different walks of life. But sports is not for everyone. For some people, it's music.
mm,
For some people, it's fashion. But these are all ways that we are living in a global world now. So these are all ways that you're able to reach across the aisle and talk to people. And once the conversation is not so political,
mm,
you find that there is some commonality that we have. Like if we all hate a certain sports team, where we have a bond because together we hate that team. And so that's how you're building on that relationship. And that intersectionality, service is another way that people from different walks of life can get together, because sometimes, depending on your socioeconomic background, you may not be familiar with um, other lines of thought. And so, by through service, you get to meet people who address different issues. For example, you may not be familiar with autism, but through service, you may get to meet families that have experienced that
mm,
and get to learn more.
mm,
So intersectionality, yes, you're right. There are different ways that we can get to know other people and help build each other up.
mm,
Service, religion, community organizations, education, workplace. Yeah, these are all the different places that we go to in life. It could even be at the checkout counter, the
mm,
customer service person, the way you relate to the person,
mm,
and you build something, or you're lifting somebody up, some youth doing something. Yeah, that's my experience. There may be more suggestions out there. I'm talking about my lived experience, but someone may actually be an expert in this and have more for us. And I'm always open to feedback.
mm.
See, what I know is what I've lived
Yeah,
or what I've learned from people that I've interacted with. So I don't have answers for everything, but try my best with what I know that is applicable to my life.
I think you answered it very well. And it's all about creating the space, for
Mm.
all to come together. People who want to be together and create that bond of sisterhood. And Pastor Annette is here. She says, "Hello, my people." Hello, Pastor Annette. Thank you for joining us.
Pastor,
So
I'm blowing you kisses.
that was awesome. Thank you all for joining. So what is the key? Coming back to the book, what is the key message you hope readers will take away even as we buy and we read? What is something you are hoping we take away from?
Well, you know, I want to read from the book.
Okay.
Um, and I'm not wearing my glasses, so I may even read wrong. But
Pastor
I start.
Ernest says, this is back to you.
Mm, I am. I thank you, Pastor Annette. You're an awesome woman of God. May you be blessed richly. When I start the book, it starts with why I wrote this book, and it says supporting and recognizing the value of women is an important aspect of have a thriving society. The celebration of International Women's Day stands as a testament to the collective journey of empowering women across the globe. Um, and then I talk about from tackling self doubt, breaking through the glass ceiling of imposter syndrome, to mastering time management. We have discussed areas crucial to women's advancements in today's world. The conversations have culminated in a powerful call to action, emphasizing equality, fairness, and encouraging women to claim their seat at the table. The inspiration for this book stemmed from the insights gained during this inaugural and subsequent Women's Day events. That's the events that we've had. And so, through the compilation of discussions, the book shares ways to offer support and champion others with examples and strategies based on our shared experiences. So, I encourage people to read. These examples in here are our shared experiences, and it's women from all across the board, different races, different cultures, different professions, sharing these nuggets. And so there is something in there for everybody. I believe that if I'm doing something, I may be able to reach my destination, but sometimes with the help from somebody else, we can get farther. I always have this saying that together we can go far. There's a tree saying that says Tikro Enkwejina. I don't know how to translate it into English, but when I'm thinking about something and it's just me, sometimes I just need another person to come on board, and together we can come up with something even more brilliant. And so find your person, support that person, work with that person, collaborate, champion that person, celebrate them, as you also want to be celebrated. And I tell you, it comes back to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. It may not come back to you on day one or day two, but Rome was not built in a day. It takes time. But when you champion somebody else, you are championing yourself. And I guess I said a lot of things, but that last one, yeah, champion somebody else, because that is championing you yourself.
Awesome, awesome. Champion somebody else, and somebody will champion you. Together we can go far. If it's just you alone, there's a lot you can do. But if it's one, two, three, four, one will kill thousand, 10,000, or two, 10,000, the max. So let's support each other. And I want to just say a big thank you, because I know you've been a great support to me. For you to ask me to join you on that huge platform, thank you. And thank you to Pastor Annette for your support, your coaching. I thank all my mentors, my coaches. They are my champions. And I thank Mama Dorcas, Mama Sister Jane, Pastor Linda. They are all here. We call ourselves Mothers of Zion. Sister Rosemond, Owen, Sapon, thank you for the sisterhood. I appreciate you all. And Sister Christine Abraham, she says, great info. Thank you for enrichment and enlightenment on sisterhood. So we are going to take this further, and I'm encouraging everybody to please get the book, and we will read it, and we will make it like a reference. He said it's a manifesto. You need to have one. You need to have one and refer to it. And not just this book, all her books. I'm telling you, it's a wealth of wisdom, and you don't want to be left out. So get one, please. The Jollof Rice, it's a good book for our little ones. The Jollof Project. Get the Jollof Project and the Spelling King for your son, your daughter. Let them be proud of who we are as Ghanaians, if you are a Ghanaian. And they will also they will try to, walk in our footsteps. So thank you everybody for joining. And let's go to marjymarj.com. You will learn more about her works. You will be able to know how you can get her books if you are not in the US or in UK. I'm sure her books are in Ghana and other parts of the nation. So thank you, Marjy Marj. Your last word? You have any last word?
Well, thank you so much, Sister Sheila, for having me on the show. Thanks to everybody who joined us. Always remember, together we can go far. And we are humans, one kind only, and that is humankind.
Wow. Wow. So thank you, everybody, and follow her on Facebook. I think you can also subscribe to her YouTube channel, Marjy Marj, right?
My YouTube channel is Marjy TV. Marjy TV.
Marjy TV.
Yeah.
Marjy TV. I will find it and I'll put it in the comment section later. But please let's support our sister. And I'm also encouraging our brother from Voice TV Africa. Please reach out to our sister Marjy. I know you are trying to put people on your platform to promote what they do. I've seen quite a few of them. You can also reach out to Sister Marjy, and I'm sure she'll be willing to come on your show as well. So God bless you for joining us, and we are hoping to read more books in the near future. God bless you. I love you, and I appreciate you. So we will end our show, and please share the link. Let somebody get the link so they can also watch and be blessed and be enlightened and empowered, like Sister Christine said. Before we go, I will say goodbye, everybody.